This is hilarious.
I love that we're gonna get out ahead of the story and watch the week that's about to happen. Because there's going to be a lot more response and madness where this came from. But let's start where it began with Lil Nas X releasing the video for Montero, which is just sent everyone on one. It sent everyone on one.
It is the imagery and everything in there. It's actually a pretty neat, nifty music video. Yeah, I like it.
It's parentheses Call Me By Your Name. It's maybe the song people heard in the background of the 6ix9ine Dunk and a couple of other Lil Nas X things that have been posted on TikTok and social media.
Ultimate troll Lil Nas X.
Incredible. Yeah, and so the video features a lot of, kind of imagery we've seen. I guess it's now characteristic of the late 2010s, early 2020s, where it's just like every rap trap video is just pushing the boundaries of like sexuality and like what is allowed on TV. But like
I get the bag video.
Yeah. It's like, here's the thing: we've been doing this in a one-sided way for a while. Now we're gonna do a lot of different spins on it with like Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion doing WAP, or with this, in which you have Lil Nas X sliding down a stripper pole down to hell and doing
giving the devil a lap dance.
Yeah, Lucifer himself. But more on that later, because there's actually a little bit of a weird story to that. Weirder than like what regular people are talking about with it, but we will get to it. Anyways, people were just like mayhem, chaos. People hated it. There are a bunch of like, obviously Christian conservative commentators who are like, this is going too far. You can't talk about these. This is devil. You're indoctrinating kids. All these different things. That always happen. A particular thing, Shade Room, which is just always trying to cause trouble, basically posted this thing, and the comments of it are just like a murderer's row of like Black Christianity's heads exploding. It's like, still, don't play with God. So many ways of being creative, but using religion is not one of them. This video is just demonic. Has nothing to do with Hun wearing wigs. It's like, it's tinged with this sort of like homophobia in addition to all of this stuff. But Lil Nas X continuously, despite all of the criticism he's gotten, despite just like the stuff about his sexuality, but even when he made Old Town Road and he was like, people were like, oh, this isn't country music enough to be country music, or like, oh, this isn't rap enough to be rap. He defied those criticisms and like got awards in both genres and like crossed them both. With this and like with other things that have been like attacks towards his sexuality, like when he cosplayed this as Nicki Minaj that one time, he's just like, fuck you, I don't care, I'm living my life. Lil Uzi Vert can put a fucking diamond in his skull.
And no one yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, just because it doesn't make your dick twitch, it's a problem. Like, it's apparently an issue. But I think one of the more warming things from this is that there's a thing from his dad who was like, very creative video, I got through it.
Live life on your terms, very proud of you.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
And Lil Nas X released the video kind of like by saying, like writing a letter to himself, like saying I made a song with our name, because Montero is his like real first name. And it's like about a boy he's like fantasizing about or like met the previous summer. And that he said, he's talking to himself, right? He said, I know that I would never tell the world about I was gay or whatever, but I'm doing this so that in the future, people can like look up to this person who's being like unapologetic for who they are, and they no longer have to feel like the sort of shame and fear that I felt when I was your age. To basically just like have hope, it gets better, that kind of deal. That's like the whole, like half the point, but also the point is just like it's a raunchy music video and it did everything it's supposed to, which it triggered people, it caused a conversation, and it's a really catchy song, and so it's going to chart really well. Like Lil Nas X, people always say, oh, but is Lil Nas X even like an artist, like, or a musician person? And we reviewed the 7 EP and we were like, okay, there could be something here if he continues with this. And he is.
He is.
He's also doing the thing that artists who are, like, I'm not saying Lil Nas X is like the best artist of our time, right? But there are artists who are way shittier than him who also do these publicity stunts all the time. And like, there isn't that much drama around. It's like, oh yeah, he's just doing publicity stunts. That's just who he is. But there's always this extra thing.
Uzi Vert with a diamond in his face.
Exactly, right? Any of the number, like, I guess this is like past a long time ago, but there used to be like all these other like pop celebrities that were like doing these dumb things in and out of rehab and stuff. Like, but whatever. I think the more interesting criticism of the Lil Nas X video is that there are a lot of scenes that look like FKA Twigs' Cellophane music video. A ton of them.
Yeah, mainly the sliding down the pole scene.
Yeah, the sliding down the pole part, but there's apparently a thing about, these are sort of like rumors, but it's like kind of picking up steam that apparently, what was it? The team with Lil Nas X tried to seek out the same director or videographer for it to try to like recreate it.
Oh, okay.
Which is a thing that's like, it's been a similar sort of criticism that's been lodged that like, oh, that was the thing that happened with Justin Bieber and Justice, where it's like, oh, Justin Bieber went like, oh, to make this logo for our album, we may or may not have actually reached out to Justice's, the electronic music duo, their artist, to make something that looks like their logo but isn't like. So it's very obvious, kind of like, the stuff that lawyers salivate over.
Yeah.
But it's, it is definitely like a rougher thing to notice and look at. But also there's a number of different, like, the idea of like sliding down into hell is not
exactly.
Boom, amazing like thing. But I guess it's something I'd note. Overall, the bulk of the story is Lil Nas X just continuing to
just troll everybody.
Troll everybody in the largest way, and the trolling's not over yet. We're doing this video on Sunday. I usually don't like do the curtain behind the veil here, but this video will go up on like a Tuesday, and the podcast will go up on Monday.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a flood
of just
right wingers because they have nothing to talk about. The cancel culture juice has already run out.
Yeah.
But like, here comes the Kool-Aid Man, but the Kool-Aid Man is just homophobia and with a little bit of racism because the immigration at the border stuff is happening. Yeah. # no politics, wait for Power Report. And so they're going to have this to talk about, and they're just going to be so obnoxious about it, and it's going to be really funny, and we'll have some stories to talk about next week.